morning, good people. My name's Greg and I built a camper van. I converted an old panel van into a great little camper and delighted with what I've done. It's the best toy I've had for over 25 years, and I'm guessing because you've tuned into this series of very short videos you're thinking about doing the same. Well, what I would say is stop thinking, get converting, because it ain't rocket science. Okay, so just a very quick introduction to what this series of videos is all about and how you might get best use out of them. Not too much waffle, because I know you want to get into the good stuff. So when I was doing the van, I got a video camera and I videoed every bit of it from start to finish, and I've chunked it up into around about 24 bite-sized pieces, manageable pieces. And down below this video, you'll see I've listed them all out and a link into them individually so you can go straight to the one you want. So for example, there's a chapter on electrics, a chapter on lockers, a chapter on beds, a chapter on water, etc, etc, etc. Okay, now I'm no expert, so you're going to see this warts and all. If I made a cock up, I'm honest about that, so hopefully you'll see what I did and you won't make that same cock up. And what I would say is, look at some other sites as well. There's plenty of around, and I geeked out tremendously before I kicked off. And I just want to highlight two that you may want to have a look at. There's links below again under here to their individual sites. The first one is another Greg Virgo, a little bit of a ledge in the sector, in the industry. He does a lot of lectures, very knowledgeable, very technically bright. He knows all about U values and the forwards and negates of membranes to stop condensation, all that sort of stuff. Very good craftsman, much better craftsman than me, and he's got an amazing workshop. So have a look at his site. Also, you want to look at Dan Collins' site. He's got a YouTube channel called Tattooed Camper Dan. Great little play on words, and when you see him, you'll know why he's called Tattooed Camper Dan. Now, Dan's brilliant because he attacks things in sort of a very pragmatic way. You know, he's doing stuff in his van, on his drive. He may not have a massive, huge workshop, but he overcomes problems pragmatically. He's honest. If things don't go right, you get to hear about it. Maybe the sort of build that you and I might be able to relate to a little bit better. Maybe not. But anyway, I definitely suggest you take a look at his site as well. And that's down below. And finally, I actually run a YouTube channel myself. It's about camper van hacks, which is like tweaks and mods after I've built the van, what I've done on the journey sort of as well. And because I share those links in some Facebook conversion sites, build sites and Instagram, from the feedback I get, I know that people are adopting as that part of their primary build. So it's not really hacks for them, is it? It's an overused word in any case. It may be worth you taking a look at that as well, just in case it's something I've done subsequently that you might want to put into your primary build as well. Okay, so very briefly, the format of each chapter, there's a quick introduction by me, then you'll get the nitty-gritty, and then you'll get me again popping up at the end, looking about 7 or 8 years older, because I'd done this conversion back in the day, but I've done a little bit of narrative at the end, just to give a reflection on what I might or might not have done better now I've had the benefit of hindsight. So it's worth perhaps going to the end and making sure you get to the end to hear that bit as well. Now, I would say, not a lot I would have done differently, because I'd done what you're doing now, is geeking out and looking at all the stuff before I kicked off. Now, because I done it that a while ago, the middle part, the nitty gritty, where I'm in the van doing stuff and in the workshop, is a little bit grainier because it's filmed in 720p, which is not as high resolution as the 1080 that people use now. Now, there's a couple of chapters of me waffling as well, not in the workshop. The first one is about the DVLA registration. Really suggest you take some time out and look at that before you kick off. Think about what you want to do, because it could save you time, stress, and money. Okay, and finally, occasionally in the videos, you'll hear me reference the disc, or you may have come here because you clicked on a link that makes you think you're going to be able to get hold of a DVD disc with all this on, because that's how I kicked it off. I started off putting it on a disc because there seemed to be a cohort of people out there who weren't that comfortable with YouTube. But I've had to stop now because it was just getting too expensive with the postage, the mailer, the eBay fees, the disc itself, etc. It was about £5 or more than that to put a disc together. However, if you really want one, if you're struggling with YouTube, email me and we'll sort that out somehow. So that's it. Again, down below you've got all the chapters listed out, so you can get a link to the one you want to go to straight away. And if you're still thinking about converting a panel van, I'll repeat what I said right at the very beginning. Stop thinking, get converting, because it ain't rocket science.